All right, here we go. First of all, I would like to ask those who are past recipients of our Hall of Fame awards to please stand and be recognized. The Hall of Fame Award recognizes distinguished careers, but with a particular emphasis on service to Central States. As I went through to prepare my remarks today, I found that the voices most important and relevant to these awards are from their nominators. So the words I'm using, I've selected from the various nomination letters. It is my distinct honor to introduce my colleague, Dr. Christina S. Beck, as one of the 2023 inductees in the Central States Communication Association Hall of Fame. Christy, please come to the stage. As one of her nominees noted, Christy not only meets the listed criteria, but she embodies it. Here are highlights of her accomplishments as best described by her nominators. For more than 2 decades, Dr. Beck has been an active member of the association and has contributed significantly to its service mission. Since 2000, she has served as a member of the nominating committee, twice a member of the finance committee, the chair of the Hall of Fame committee, a member of the Inclusivity and Diversity Committee, and a member of the Economic Issues in Higher Education Task Force Committee. Her most important service was serving as the association president in 2009 to 2010. This included service as first vice president and was primary program planner for the 2009 St. Louis Convention. Christy also has been an active member of the Media Studies, Health Communication, and Popular Culture interest groups, including serving as the historian and vice chair of the Health Communication interest group. She has also served as an editorial board member of Communication Studies. In addition to being an active CSCA member, Dr. Beck has gained a national reputation for her service and research endeavors, which complement her service and research contributions to Central. In 2013, Christy was elected as the second vice president-elect of the National Communications Association, where she served as the first vice president and program planner for the 2015 Las Vegas Convention. As part of her service to NCA during those years, she served on the Advancing the Discipline Evaluation Committee, the Committee on Committees, and the Executive Committee. She created a presidential initiative on bullying and founded the NCA Anti-Bullying Project, which resulted in a research repository, a task force, a service project, and an edited handbook. Her research record is also stellar. Christy has sole authored 1 book, co-authored 2 additional books, and edited 2 books and 1 handbook. Of these 6 books, 5 have been recognized as either an outstanding or distinguished book from a scholarly organization. Christy also has written co-authored 8 book chapters, 5 section or editor introductions, and many journal articles published in state, regional, and national disciplinary or interdisciplinary journals. She also has served as the editor of Communication Yearbook for volumes 30 through 33, which is 2005 to 2008. Christy is also an exemplary instructor who is committed to her students' education and ultimately their success beyond the classroom. At Ohio University, where she is a full professor, she has participated in a number of activities, including serving as her school's graduate coordinator, Lambda Pi Eta advisor, and member of several committees, such as curriculum and assessment. Christy has served on multiple MA and PhD student committees in addition to directing 11 PhD student dissertations. Her nominator noted, "She inspires me to pay forward the same kindness and support that she has so graciously provided me over the years. I know I am not alone. Dr. Beck has touched the lives of so many students, colleagues, and friends. For these reasons, Dr. Christina S. Beck is inducted into the Central States Communication Association's Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Dr. Beck."
Vertically challenged, so I get the step stool. Thank you all so much for this incredible honor. I am so grateful to those who nominated me, as well as to those, and grateful to join the amazing scholars who are being inducted along with me today, as well as those who have already been inducted in prior years. Many of them, their kindness has just enriched my life over the years, and I'm grateful. Indeed, as I think about how I even started down this path toward a career as a communications scholar, it really kind of all started with a wonderful act of kindness. I was in the 8th grade, and I was sitting in the hallway of the middle school sobbing, like serious ugly tears, right? Mrs. Harvett, an English teacher at the school, stopped and asked if I was okay. No, I cried. I didn't make the cheerleading team. And she looked at me and she knelt down and she talked to me for a few minutes, eventually convincing me that I could use this disappointment to try something new. She invited me to work with her on a speech for the Optimist Speech Contest, and I did. Over the next 4 years, Mrs. Harvett spent many a weekend afternoon working with me on speeches for various contests, inspiring me to be on the speech team while I was in high school, even during the 2 years when I was a varsity cheerleader. Mrs. Harvett could have glanced sideways at a crying teenager and kept right on walking, but she didn't. And that choice literally changed my life, setting the stage for me to one day compete on the Ball State University forensics team. As I look back on my career, there are so many times when people could have just kept on walking, but instead took the time to help and encourage me. Of course, those people include my forensics coaches, my teachers, my doctoral committee at the University of Oklahoma. However, I also remember so many of you sitting in this room right now who shaped who I am because of your kindness. I know that time is short, so I'm just going to spotlight one very memorable act of kindness by a past CSCA officer and Hall of Fame member to a newer one. As many of you know, 14 years ago, right here in St. Louis, I got to be the primary program planner for CSCA. 4 weeks before the convention, our family got the news that we had anxiously been awaiting. We could finally go to Kunming, China and pick up our beautiful baby girl. We learned that we would leave on March 18th, just under 2 weeks before the start of my convention. On March 31st, yes, this is the anniversary, on March 31st, 2009, we flew from Beijing, China to Chicago. Ellie Kate became a United States citizen. We got on another plane and flew straight to St. Louis for the convention. Ellie Kate spent her very first night in the United States of America in the Millennium Hotel for the 2009 CSCA convention. Well, so while Ellie Kate and big sisters Bridget, Chelsea, and Emmy and their dad all slept in, on April 1st, I got up the first morning of the convention, drank a lot of Diet Coke to get through the jet lag. Now, I also have a confession to make. Even though I felt very prepared for the convention, I felt incredibly nervous and self-conscious about my situation. I was trying to be a brand new mom to Ellie Kate, I was trying to run a convention, and I was trying to stay awake all at the same time. I kind of wondered what others might really be thinking about my situation. So I got my answer the next morning. Bright and early, I walked into the concierge level breakfast space with the girls, and I looked ahead, and I saw none other than Judy Trent. Now, I don't know why, but up until that point, I had kind of been intimidated by Dr. Trent. And so you know, right? So I had only met her briefly once in passing. I was fairly confident she wouldn't remember who I was. I certainly didn't know what she was going to think about me and the girls invading the breakfast space. So swallowing hard, I decided to just go up to her, pushing the stroller in front of me. So something like this, hi, Dr. Trent. I think we met briefly before. I'm Christy Beck, and I kind of planned this year's convention, and this is Ellie Kate, and she just came home from China. Judy didn't miss a beat. She responded with, of course I remember you. It's been a good convention. She then reached into the stroller and took Ellie Kate's hand and welcomed her to the Central States Communications Center. Yeah, give it up for Judy. Judy smiled the biggest smile and said, Ellie Kate, you are our CSCA baby. And from that moment on, whenever I saw Judy, she asked immediately about our baby. That moment meant the world to me. Judy could have nodded and kept right on walking, but her reassuring response restored my confidence. I cherish that memory, as I cherish so many others. Brief exchanges and long conversations, chats over meals, 8 a.m. panels, talks in the hallway. Here at CSCA, we are people who do not just keep on walking. We stop, we engage, and we care. And I am deeply grateful that CSCA has been such a central part of my scholarly journey. Thank you so much for this incredibly honor, and thank you for being part of this moment with me. Thank you.